Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the April 7th, 2026 meeting of the WNYPPAB Proceeds Allocation Board. I'm Tony Colucci, and I'm happy to say that all of my fellow board members are present today. We have a relatively full agenda. Before we get to it, however, I know in the packet of materials that was distributed to our board members, there was a proposed agenda. I'm assuming you all had a chance to review that agenda, and I entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Moved by Dennis, seconded by Paul. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? It appears that that was unanimous. As you all know, we try to meet with staff prior to these meetings in order to gain further information and get some of our questions answered. And one of the other purposes for that meeting is for us to be able to identify any potential conflicts of interest in relation to the applications that might be pending for our consideration at these meetings. I know that all of you had a chance to meet with staff. It's my understanding that there are no conflicts of interest, but we'd like to update that as of the date of the meeting to be certain that something hasn't arisen since the time that you met with staff. So does anybody have any potential conflict they need to disclose at this time? Moving along, meeting minutes were another packet of materials that were distributed to you in preparation for today's meeting. Our meeting on February the 12th, 2026, the meeting minutes were sent all along to you. I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes as presented. Moved by Deanna, seconded by Paul. All in favor?
Aye.
Abstentions? That too passed unanimously. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Moving right along. Item number 3 on our agenda is a fund update. Angela, would you take us through that, please?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The total deposits to the fund currently stand at $135,025,949, with accrued interest amounting to $4,831,492. Together, the total funds available equals $139,857,441. Disbursements made to grantees to date totaled $37,853,477, resulting in a current fund balance of $102,003,964. And to date, there have been no administrative expenses that have been withdrawn. Also, to date, $67,056,214 in fund benefits have been awarded. $56,100,842 for standard projects, and then $11,955,372 for energy-related projects. The allocation board has $71,891,325 available for future awards, and a minimum of the fund, as you know, must be awarded for energy-related projects, which is $20,253,892. And to date, $11,953,372 has been awarded, with $8,298,520 remaining for energy-related projects. Today, the board is presented with a recommendation to consider 3 standard projects totaling $8,468,000.
Thank you. Any questions for Angela?
Just sure. And do we track, like I know we have a list of who we awarded to. Do we track that in terms of this one's closed out, paid, unpaid? We
Yes.
track that. We do all.
We
that?
do.
Okay.
And then if you guys would like an update.
I'd just be curious to see kind of like what's gone forward versus kind of like, especially the ones that we've had to take back.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
Okay. I can do that. Some of the money, I don't know if all the projects have been swept to date that aren't moving forward, but we know they're not moving forward. We have to do a record.
Yeah, I just see what our efficiency is.
Okay. Other
And in that vein, Mr. Chair, how is payment made to grant awardees? Is it at the completion of their project, or is it throughout the project?
So it really just depends. The majority of our projects, we do payment at the end. We want to make sure that the project's complete before we're letting money out the door. With programmatic projects, those are the projects that we tend to see periodic payments. So you'll see that in the workforce. And there are some capital projects where you do see periodic payments. It just depends on cash flow, what the need is of the applicant, and what we've come to terms with.
Good question.
That's really important because many of the individuals I've spoken to, when they hear the money is coming through the state, and it's not a criticism, but usually the money comes after. So particularly small projects that are on the, don't have the cash flow to front the money, they have to take out a bridge loan, which then they pay interest on. And of course, that impacts their credit report, et cetera, their balance sheet. So if on an individual basis, there are criteria that allow people to get some money upfront as they reach maybe some pre-existing benchmarks, I know that would be very helpful to a number of organizations who have said to me, I can't touch, those dollars because I just can't, I don't have the resources to do the project. If I have to take a loan, pay it back, and, still wait for my money until I finish the whole thing. So I think we should just be conscious of that as we try to get more projects in.
Good point, Brenda. Thank you. Any other questions for Angela? Okay. The next item on our list is the applications for fund benefits. There are 3 pending, as you heard just a moment ago. The very first of those is Buffalo Go Green. Angela, could you introduce that to us, please?
Sure. In this allocation round, staff recommends a $218,000 award to Buffalo Go Green, Inc., a minority and veteran-founded not-for-profit on Buffalo's east side that is working to expand access to nutritious food through urban agriculture, workforce training, and other community programs that they offer. Buffalo Go Green will transform a 50-plus-year-old industrial site on Manhattan Avenue into a 16,000 square foot holistic wellness and agricultural campus. A key element of renovating that space is a 7,500 square foot pole barn into the state of our hydroponic farm, which will encompass about 45,000 square feet. 4,500 square feet of year-round controlled environmental agriculture. The campus will also include a commercial teaching kitchen, classrooms, food processing space, retail areas for fresh and prepared foods, and flexible space for workforce training and other small food businesses who may want to use the resources there. The total project cost is $1,060,391, with the recommended award representing roughly 21% of the total project cost. And this project anticipates generating initial 5 jobs from the campus itself, not just this project, and 3 to 4 tons of fresh produce annually. The recommendation is supported by an alignment with the agricultural investment track because it's expanding local food production capabilities, market access, and the agricultural profile of Western New York. While the campus will initially create 5 positions, its broader impact lies in its ability to train and support the next generation of agricultural workers in food systems. The broader campus will amplify the project's economic impact by incorporating food processing and commercial kitchen space that supports small-scale food entrepreneurs and the participation in the local food economy. This is also a strategic investment in Buffalo's East Side. It's advancing in neighborhood revitalization, and it's making it's allowing for more access to fresh, locally grown food via the farm. And it is also consistent with REDC priorities that strengthen regional agriculture and improve market access for the ag markets.
Thank you, Angela. Any questions about the application of Buffalo Go Green?
Just, Angela, I know we talked when we were on the phone, being hydroponics, did we talk to National, or did they talk to National Grid? Because
Yes.
east side of Buffalo is very weak in terms of its electric capability.
Yes, they have.
They did. Okay, good, thank you. It would double their, that's what we're seeing.
Any other questions?
Yeah, just a real quick one. Can they do that for $1 million? That's a lot of work.
That's what their project numbers they gave to me, and that's what their estimates showed, so.
Good project, so yeah.
Yes. Question two. Any other questions? Hearing none, I would like to ask for a motion to adopt staff's recommendation to award $218,000 to Buffalo Go Green Inc.
Make the motion.
Like second,
Moved by Dennis, seconded by Paul. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Moving on to the second application, Buffalo Historical Society.
The second staff recommendation in this funding round is a $1,185,000 award to the Buffalo and Erie County Historical Society, or the Buffalo History Museum, as we all know it, which is a not-for-profit that preserves the history of Western New York and Buffalo through a collection of over 80,000 regional artifacts. The project will restore and expand the historic 1920 Rhinestein Center adjacent to the museum's Delaware Park campus. The building will be rehabilitated to State Historic Preservation Office standards. A new addition will expand programming and event capacity, and site improvements will strengthen connections between the Rhinestein Center, the museum, and the park. The completed facility will provide dedicated ADA accessible spaces for educational programs, school groups, campuses, community activities, and other events. It's expected to generate a considerable amount of revenue for the organization, and increase their attendance by 15%. The total project cost is $6,550,000, and the award represents 18% of that total project cost. The project will create 2 full-time positions and several part-time event and guest services roles. However, those roles are not counted in our job creation count for the program itself. The recommendation is supported by many outcomes. There's direct support for the tourism track by expanding capacity for educational, cultural, and community events and increasing visitor engagement. It's supported because there's significant leverage in public and private funding, which demonstrates a strong financial backing of this organization. It's expected to increase attendance by 15% and double the public programming capacity for the museum. And it also aligns with the Western New York REDC priorities by advancing smart growth and tourism through investment in existing cultural assets.
Thank you, Angela. Any questions of Angela, other staff members in connection with our second application of the Buffalo and Erie County Historical Society? Hearing none, I would like to ask for a motion to adopt staff's recommendation to award $1,185,000 to the Buffalo and Erie County Historical Society.
Brenda McDuff.
Seconded by Brenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Abstentions. That too was unanimous. Moving on to the third application. Angela?
The third staff recommendation in this funding round is a $6.4 million award to Newstead Ranch Inc., or Krieger Farms, or Krieger Family Farms as they are known. They are a family-owned business and one of Western New York's largest egg producers, supplying over 700 million eggs annually to major regional retailers and food service distributors. The project will construct a standalone egg cleaning, packing, and shipping facility in Newstead, New York. The facility will occupy about 12 acres of a 122-acre parcel, with the remaining land continuing in organic food production. It will relocate the egg packing operations from Krieger's Clarence facility, separating processing from production to reduce biosecurity risks from the highly pathogenic avian influenza. Designed to process eggs from roughly 1.2 million hens across Krieger Farms and contract growers, the facility will reduce reliance on out-of-state processors and strengthen Western New York's food supply. The project cost is over 32 million and the award represents about 20% of the project cost. This project will be creating 5 full-time jobs over 7 years with the average wage of $60,000. This recommendation is supported by many aspects. It's aligned with the agricultural investment track again. There is significant investment in agricultural infrastructure, creating centralized facility capable of handling the production of 1.2 million hens. It'll be improved biosecurity by separating out the production from the processing. And there is also alignment with Western New York REDC priorities, including elevating our agricultural sector, improving market access, and supporting rural development and strengthening our supply chain.
Angela, thank you. Are there any questions for Angela in connection with this particular recommendation?
Yeah, what are these? Hens lay an egg every other second. 700 million out of a million hens.
That's 700 eggs, right? That's a lot of eggs.
We're counting the
Just do a day.
We're counting the chickens as job.
It's a good question, Paul.
I'd move it.
Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to adopt staff's recommendation to award $6.4 million to Newstead Ranching.
So moved.
Moved by Dennis, seconded by Deanna. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? That would be unanimous. Thank you. Do we have any other business that we need to consider today, ladies and gentlemen? Hearing none, I'll remind you that our next meeting is June 9th, 2026. I understand that staff is working hard to spend as much money as possible on the economic development of Western New York.
Good.
And we're all looking forward to that meeting to make more progress in that regard. Without any objection, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Moved.
Second.
Thank you. Please.